In the heart of South Dakota, buried just beneath the surface of quiet towns and lakeside cabins, a dark truth festered. Two women vanished, one confirmed, found in a shallow grave, the other never found at all. And behind it all stood Robert Leroy Anderson. This is Strawberry Ink, and today we travel to the beautiful state of South Dakota. We unravel the horror, prosecution, and aftermath of a killer who escaped justice, not through innocence, but through his own hand. Two women, two lives stolen. Rissa Demansky was discovered buried near Lake Vermilion, not far from Anderson's parents' cabin in Hartford. Her body was hidden beneath the earth. Pamela Dunn, another confirmed victim, was never found, but investigators have no doubt she suffered the same fate. They have presumed her dead. On January 19th, 2004, friends and family gathered to honor Larissa at the Heritage Funeral Home in Sioux Falls. Her remains were later laid to rest at the Woodlawn Cemetery. It was a memorial service. The headquarters of the South Dakota Board of Medical Examiners confirmed Larissa's body through DNA testing and established her cause of death as murder. However, it is not certain how exactly she was killed. It all came crashing down on August 2nd, 1996. Agents from the South Dakota Division of Criminal Investigation raided Anderson's Sioux Falls cabin. He was captured on site and initially detained at the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office headquarters before being booked into the Minnehaha County Jail on a first-degree murder charge. He made his first court appearance before Circuit Judge John Jones at the Minnehaha County Circuit Court. This judge ordered him to remain behind bars without bond. Attorney General Mark Barnett, joined by Deputy AG Larry Long, led the prosecution. Anderson hired a two-man legal team, John Slimgan and Mike Butler. Meanwhile, a separate suspect emerged, Glenn Walker, a man tied to the third of three criminal probes against Anderson. Barnett took the first case to a grand jury at that circuit court, whom went on to upgrade Anderson's charge to a capital offense and added a kidnapping charge as well. A second grand jury followed, indicting him again on a separate kidnapping count. Extra filings included a rape charge and, in another case, attempted kidnapping and conspiracy, where Glenn was formally charged as an accomplice. Walker surrendered to police and was booked into the same county jail. He surrendered directly to the jail. Anderson and Walker pleaded not guilty to the charges. Judge Jones denied bond for both. Eventually, the third case against Anderson, attempted kidnapping and conspiracy, was dropped due to insufficient evidence, but the rest stuck. Walker struck a plea deal, admitting to attempted kidnapping, conspiracy, and being an accessory in exchange for a reduced sentence. In January 1997, Anderson faced his first trial before a jury of 12 members and two alternates. He was convicted on all charges. In May, the jury spared him the death penalty and sentenced him to life in prison. But this was not the end. His second trial began in April 1999, again with a 12-member jury plus two alternates. This time, the jury recommended death. And in May, Anderson was sentenced to death officially, plus an additional 50 years for kidnapping. Walker's sentence, 3 consecutive terms, 25 years for kidnapping, 25 years for conspiracy, and 5 years for accessory. 55 years in prison was his total. Anderson's death sentence was automatically appealed to the South Dakota Supreme Court. In 2000, it was upheld. He tried again. Post-conviction relief. Federal habeas corpus attempts. All denied. He lost everything. Meanwhile, Walker could not appeal. His plea deal made sure of that. Walker served his sentence at the South Dakota State Penitentiary in Sioux Falls and was quietly released in December 2015, just before Christmas. Anderson, meanwhile, was held on death row inside the Jamison Annex, but no execution ever came. On March 30th, 2003, Anderson used a bedsheet to hang himself in his cell. He died alone, committing suicide, never facing the needle. His body was claimed by the family, his family, and a private funeral was held on April 13th at the George Boone Funeral Home. He was buried in an unmarked grave at the Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Justice came in fractured forms, through trials, through pleas, through time. One man chose silence over sentence. Another walked free after 2 decades behind bars. But Larissa, Pamela, as well as those victims who we may never know if they do exist, their names deserve to be remembered louder than the man who silenced them. This is Strawberry Ink. I'm your host, Santiago, and thank you for listening. Have a good rest of your day, and may the victims rest in peace.